One question I get a lot is whether or not workplace bullying is intentional or not. So I wanted to have a little bit of a philosophical discussion with you on that topic, and I'm going to tie in harassment as we have this conversation. So Title VII of the Civil Rights Act does not use intention in defining harassment. So whether it's intended or not doesn't matter, it counts as harassment. So for example, an employee might tell a dirty joke because they think it's funny, not because they intend to hurt anybody, but because they think it's funny. They tell the dirty joke, someone's offended by it, they tell human resources, and likely that person who told the joke will get a disciplinary procedure because they violated the harassment policy. Now, in the field of workplace bullying, we really see harassment as a subset of workplace bullying. So workplace bullying is this overarching concept that describes negative behaviors at work, and it's called harassment when that bullying is aimed at a protected class and that version of bullying is illegal, but the behaviors are the same. So it's interesting that in talking about harassment, we're not focused on intention at all, but in talking about workplace bullying, we're really focused on intention. Now, California recently passed a law. As you may know, in California, we have to have sexual harassment training every other year. And a recent California law has now added in a conversation about abusive conduct or workplace bullying in that mandatory sexual harassment training. California's law does use malice in defining abusive conduct or workplace bullying. So in California, it's workplace bullying if it's intentional. Now, Nevada has a law against workplace bullying. If you work in the school districts in Nevada, you're covered for workplace bullying. And in their definition, they say something like that bullying is any behavior, whether intended or not, that hurts somebody, blah, 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 blah. So they've really left the door open. They've said it doesn't matter, it's either or. Utah and Tennessee also have laws about workplace bullying. Neither of them mention intention. If you Google workplace bullying, you'll find all sorts of people who really absolutely believe that workplace bullying is indeed intentional and that there's just no convincing them otherwise. And I know when you're at the receiving end of workplace bullying behaviors, it sure feels intentional, but the research isn't really that clear on whether or not that's the case. So what's the answer? Is workplace bullying intentional or not? The answer is it doesn't matter. If behavior is hurting somebody, it needs to be stopped. And we don't talk about intention when it comes to harassment, so I don't know why we talk about intention when it comes to workplace bullying. It doesn't matter. If the behavior hurts someone, it needs to be stopped. So to that end, I have an action step for you. If you have an anti-bullying policy or any sort of policies around workplace bullying at your organization, take a look at them. And if they use malice or intention or anything like that in defining workplace bullying, get rid of that. Remove that from the policy. That doesn't need to be there. You don't want to limit yourself to only being able to prohibit intentional workplace bullying. The second action item is for you Californians. If you're in California, as your sexual harassment trainer is talking about abusive conduct and using this word malice, I hope you'll interject and let your staff know that whether the behavior is intentional or not, it's not acceptable there in your workplace. So thanks for listening.